Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the LG Effect. I am Lysandra Brooks, aka your girl Lala, the queen of conquering. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited that you have decided to join me again on today just to listen in to another episode. And when you get a moment, I want you to send me an email and just chime in. Let me know. Let me know how you're enjoying the show. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you want me to maybe, topics that you maybe want me to discuss, bring up, talk about, or we can just sip and we can talk because yes, on the LG Effect, we like to sip and we like to talk. I think I do most of the talking and you do most of the listening. But nonetheless, y'all already know how it goes down on the LG. So I'm going to need for you to go get your favorite beverage of choice. It could be water, it could be milk, it could be coffee, tea, juice, a glass of wine, perhaps that favorite turtle mocha sippy. But today, guess what I'm sipping on, y'all? I have some Welch's grape juice. I just been on this grape juice kick for a while, trying to lay back and lay off the sodas. And, I'm not really much of a water drinker. I bet y'all gonna text and email me now, huh? Y'all gonna send messages now. Drink your water, la la. Yeah, I understand. But I'm not really much of a water drinker. I do try to get it in. But for some reason, I've been drinking the grape juice. But we're going to be sipping and talking today. Just want to let you know where Lala's mind has been. Because she's kind of been all over the place. But baby, I done threw it out there and I done reeled it on back in. And got my mind right in my perspective. My vision is much clearer now. And I just want to maybe tickle you a little bit. Maybe have you laugh a little bit. Maybe you might even want to cry. But listen, I'm transparent as always. It's not going to change. So I want to talk to you today and us, myself included, about our perspective, the way we see things. I want to talk about letting to rest, later rest, getting rid of our grasshopper attitude. We're going to talk about grasshopping. Ooh, child. Grasshopper attitude. It is time to let it go. It is time to let the grasshopper hop and go wherever he is going. You may say, Lala, what in the world have you come up with today? What in the world are you talking about on today? I'm going to tell you. There is a story in the Bible in Numbers, the 13th chapter and around the 33rd, well, the whole chapter. You really need to read the whole chapter. But what I want to hone in on today and just to share with you, and no, this is not just a Bible teaching and I'm not about to start preaching and teaching, but in order to go where I need to go, I need to park right here for a second. Is that okay? So we're going to sip and we're going to talk about Numbers 13 and verse 33. And if you would allow me to read that to you, I promise you, child, you're going to be blessed. Numbers 13 and 33, it says, and there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which came of the giants which were the Nephilim. They came from the Nephilim. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers. I'm going to read that again because that's very important. Listen, matter of fact, I'm going to start all over from the beginning of the verse. Verse 33, and there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. So we were in their sight. And let me just kind of wrap this up for you and put a little bow on it and kind of give you a little insight on what this is talking about. The children of Israel had gone into Canaan. Moses sent out spies to go into Canaan to spy out the land, which the Lord has given his children Israel. So why would the Lord give his children something that he knew they were going to have a problem with? That he knew that they would not be able to overtake, they would not be able to dwell in the land, that they would not be taken care of. And they would have to fight and they would have to go through just heartache and struggle and wreak havoc and just a mess. God, that's not the kind of God we serve. Again, this is not a spiritual message, but I got to go here first. So just bear with me. Sip as much as you need to sip. If you're drinking your wine, you might want to take a big gulp. But anyways, he sent out the 12 spies, but 10 came back. 10 of the 12 came back with a negative report. And this is where this verse comes in, part B. It says, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so were we in their sight. Who asked you to talk for me? How are you going to come up with that conclusion? Now, that's your way of thinking. And this is where we're going today, because sometimes we need to shift our perspective. We need to shift the way we see ourselves. So I'm going to talk about me. There was a time, and sometimes now there's things that I will struggle with because I feel like maybe someone's better than me. Someone can do it better than me. Someone can sing it better than me. Someone can play it better than me. Someone dresses better than me. But guess what? At the end of the day, they're not me. Right? So my focus shouldn't be on them and how my perspective of them. I need to deal with my own perspective. I need to deal with my own mindset. I need to deal with how I see me. Because I can't be the full me, the best me, and walk in fulfillment of my purpose if I don't know who I am. So I also want to address, and will be addressing as you will get this, is knowing who you are, knowing who your worth is. Once you know who you are, you ain't in competition with nobody. If I'm going to be in competition with somebody, it's going to be with myself. Understand? So how I see myself and how you see yourself is vitally important, because in this verse, it says, and we were in our own sight. So that lets me know that they saw themselves as grasshoppers. They saw themselves small. It says it's right here. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers. So how do you see yourself today? That's my question to you. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as small? Do you see yourself as minute? Do you see yourself not going anywhere? Do you see yourself worthless? When you are a true asset, when you house value, when you have a treasure on the inside of you, you are a jewel. And you need to see that. Some people say, well, you're a diamond in the rough. Well, you're going to be a diamond, but it's a diamond in there. So keep chiseling away, keep buffing away until the diamond, the jewel, the gem shows up. How do you see yourself? If you stop comparing yourself, and if you stop looking in the past, if you stop allowing people to get in your ear, if you stop looking around and trying to figure out and think you have mastered somebody else's mind and how they see you, you might can come up. Because they go on and say, and so were we in their sight. How you know they saw you as grasshoppers? You saw you as grasshoppers. You don't know that they saw you as grasshoppers. They saw you as mere men. We're sipping and we're talking on today. They saw you as mere men touring their countryside. You just visiting and doing your little roundabout, making your way through the side, you observing, making your observation. And they may not have even noticed you. But you come to the conclusion, because you saw yourself small, that they saw you small. Because in actuality, you think about a grasshopper is small. I'm not talking about a locust. I'm talking about just a small, everyday, common grasshopper, which is small compared to us. So let's take that analogy. Compare yourself to an actual grasshopper. To that grasshopper, we look like giants. But we know we aren't giant. We're just mere men. I'm 5'3.5", 5'4". I'm gonna go ahead and say 5'4" because I say 3.5, and people be like, really? But compare yourself to the grasshopper and yourself. So that grasshopper is probably saying, boy, that is a huge human. That is a giant. That person is massive. But to the common everyday person, we're just average. We're just who we are. So basically, that's what they're saying. We're grasshoppers. We're small. And they had to see us as small. Yeah, I can look at that grasshopper and say the grasshopper is small in comparison. But the grasshopper can't say that's what I'm thinking if he could talk. So what gives us the right to draw the conclusion as to what somebody else thinks of us? We sipping and we talking. What give us the right to say, well, they see me as insignificant. I'm a nobody to them. And that's where I was at one point. Very shy, very timid. I would try to stay in the background. I would try to stay secluded. You know, who am I? I'm just a little old country girl from Mississippi. I'm from the country. I could see myself there. I could play that card forever and a day. I could say, you know, I come from a divorced family. I come from a broken home. Oh me, oh my, woe is me. And for a time I did. Let's be real. Let's be honest. For a time, it's like, I didn't know who I was. But when you come into the fullness of who you are, when you come into the understanding and your perception and your thinking, the Bible says, so a man thinketh, so is he. Yeah, you may not be where you want to be right now. You may not have arrived to the destination, or you have not gotten your degree that you think you need to have. Because it's not about just intelligence. It's not about being book smart. It's not about your IQ. It's not about how fast you can figure out that math problem. It's not about that. But we allow people to put things on us that we can't wear, that is not customized for us. So it kind of goes back to Saul and King David. David at the time, Saul wanted to put his armor on David. Well, it wasn't meant for David to wear. So we're going around trying to wear somebody else's clothes that was not designed or made for us to put on. It's not even the right size. You in something too small and you can't even function. You can't even lift your hands up because it's so tight. You might wear a size 10 and they've given you a size 6 or size 8 and you know that's not going to work. You wear a size 8 shoe and they gave you a size 7. What you about to do with that? Hurt? Shoot. Truth be told, your feet gonna hurt. If you can cram them in the shoe, depending on what kind of shoe it is. It's going to hurt. It's going to be very uncomfortable because you are in something that was not for you. So stop allowing people to put things on you. And that's what I would allow people to put. You aren't shaped good enough. You don't look good enough. Your hair is not this. You're too big. You're too small. You're not this and you're not that. And guess what? I was processing that in my mind. Oh, your behind is this. So I'm in the mirror every time you turn around and be like, oh, these jeans ain't doing it. No, that's why. Your behind is flat. Your behind is round. Your behind is too big. Your behind is too small. And we're walking around here trying to please everybody else and need to just be thankful that you have a behind. Shoot. For real, y'all, we need to change our perspective and our way of thinking. And I would let people put things on me and I would wear them and I would rehearse them over and over and over. And if you know, I've been releasing affirmations. Why? That's not all just for you. That's for me too. We have to rehearse these things in our mind when the enemy tries to bombard our mind with stuff and have us put on stuff that's not ours. When the Bible tells us to think on things that are lovely, honest, and just, and pure, and true, and of a good report, and if there be any praise, and if there be any virtue, to think on these things. Not the negative things, not the things of trying to please another person. And that's what I found myself doing, trying to put on somebody else's wardrobe, trying to please them and satisfy them. And the whole time they could give a about me. I'm trying to dance to somebody else's music instead of creating my own. Do y'all feel what I'm saying? Create your own world with your mouth, but it starts with your thinking. Your thinking got to be in the right perspective, in the right mode. And back then, we didn't always have people to pour in our minds and tell us, you are smart, you are brilliant. My mama was a good cheerleader, but there was something she just did not do as far as dealing with this right here. And a lot of times she don't know she needs to deal with this right here because we're pretending. We talked about being isolated, being closed in and wanting to keep everything private and wanting to keep everything hidden and wanting to keep everything hush, hush. I'm just saying. But when you know better, you do better. And I remember when I was raising my son, I only have one son. And when I was raising my son, I remember, and he'll tell you to this day, my mama always told me to be a trend setter. Not a follower. I need you to be a leader. I need you to take the reins, sir. I need you to come on up and I need you to be a leader. I need you to be the trend setter. I need to have people following you. I don't need you following anybody else. I instilled that into him. I can remember we was living somewhere in Baton Rouge, and I can remember telling him when I thought he was able to grasp what I was saying, and apparently he did. And I would tell him over the years, you can do anything you want. You could be anything you want. We don't always instill that in our children. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. Put that in them. Pack that in them. But we're so busy packing the negative stuff. We're so busy trying to form them into be what we want. We got so much on social media and TikTok and all of this stuff with the wrong negative perception. Because you don't have to be a size 8 and look like a figure 8 to have it going on. Master your mind. If you can master your mind, you can master your world. You can be anything you want, but you got to master your mind. You got to master your thinking. Get it down. I can do all things. I can do all things. I was thinking earlier, I was at work. And I was thinking earlier, and I was like, God, when you think about people that have mental conditions for whatever reason, and please don't misconstrue anything I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, but sometimes you look at people in that state, or if they're on the side of the road, and you wonder how they got like that, and different things, and you may encounter somebody and they're talking, but it's what they actually believe. They actually believe some of the things if they're talking to somebody, they actually believe that. That's the kind of spirit, that's the kind of faith, that's the kind of mindset we need to build. Till we believe it so strongly. Nobody can tell us anything. Nobody can snatch that from us. Nobody can take that from us. We believe it so strongly that it's embedded on the inside of us. then nobody can tell us no different. You know, you just be stubborn. You like, I know what I know, what I know, what I know. I saw what I saw, what I saw, what I feel, what I feel, what I feel. That's the way we need to be. Nobody should be able to take your dream. If you dream it, if you can think it, you can see it, you can have it. And when I say see it, I mean internally see it. Digest that thing, live that thing, breathe that thing, eat that thing, sleep with it. Wear it. Create your own music. Create your own world. Because you have the power within. Change your thinking. And daily I'm working on it. Daily I'm working on it. And I had somebody to send me a video that was so profound and so it just, for some reason, it just resonated. You know, you know something, but then sometimes, you know, this is where we talk about revelation. Enlightenment. Revelation came at that moment. When I was going through, when my mind, because the enemy, that if you let him, he gonna play with your mind. He gonna take the smallest thing. He gonna know where exactly to start chiseling. And as soon as you let your mind lean a little bit to the left, you gone. Now you really done got deep. You know how you just think about something. Sometimes you get so deep, it's like you in another world and you have to snap back into reality. They call it daydreaming, I think. They call it daydreaming, where you just done went totally, you are out there. You just totally out there. But just because, you know, you're having those thoughts, you got to dismantle them. Just because you're having those thoughts don't mean that they're your reality if you allow yourself to dwell there. That's why you got to think on the things, the positive things, so they could be your reality as you're thinking on them. Let me make sure I get that straight. You're thinking positive things. You don't want to dwell on the negative. Look, we go through enough hell here. Come on. We do. Enough challenges. But how do you handle it? You see opposition as an opportunity. What do you mean? If your thinking is lined up right, it's not always opposition. You don't see the negative in the thing. You see it and seize it as an opportunity to what? Update your resume, your conquer resume. Because you look at that thing and not as another obstacle, not as another dilemma, not as another problem, not another disadvantage, but you take the advantage over the disadvantage and you make it work for you, because all things are working together for you, for your good. So you take that and you flip it and you cause that thing to work for you. You look at it as an opportunity to conquer. You look at it as another opportunity, like I said, to add to your conquer resume and say, this too I had overcome. The enemy thought he was going to trip me up. The enemy thought this was going to stop me. This enemy thought this was going to just blow my mind to bits. But guess what? Instead of frowning upon it, instead of getting, oh my God, this has been this. Okay. Accept the challenge. I accept the challenge. Oh yeah. I'm going to conquer it. I'm going to figure it out. If I got to call somebody, I'm going to figure it out. Don't let it master you. You master it. You master your mind, and you don't look at it negative. You take the positive. Okay, this is just another opportunity for me to just bust the hinges off. This is another opportunity to explore in my knowledge and my capabilities. This is another opportunity for me to problem solve, to show my skills and my ability and what I'm capable of doing. What I don't know, I'm going to find somebody that can help me do it. And that's another thing. We don't like asking people for help. But that's a whole nother show. But don't allow yourself to put on somebody else's clothes. Don't allow yourself to think for somebody else and you say how they see you. You don't know how a person sees you unless they tell you. Because you're not psychic. Well, I don't guess you're psychic. And then you can get that twisted up too. We sipping and talking. You know what man knoweth the things of another man. You won't know what that person is saying. I mean, excuse me, you don't know what that person is thinking unless they tell you. So just don't assume, oh, well, she doesn't like me. Oh, they don't like me. Oh, I saw how they was looking at me. How were they looking at you? I have passed by people, and I had people tell me, girl, you passed by me and you ain't even speak, or you look dead in my face. Did I? Girl, I didn't see you. And I honestly didn't. Because we're so busy trying to go ahead and put something on somebody. I honestly did not see the person. Because my mind was thinking, I have a lot going on in my life. So I probably was thinking about my next mission, my next assignment, my next meeting, or something I had to do or trying to get to. I just didn't see you, baby. I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. But again, don't allow people to put you in that box, and don't you put yourself in that box like these Israelites did. The children of God now, he done told them the land is yours. Go and possess it. Land is full of milk. A land is full of honey. You got the promise, baby. And you still acting retarded. It took two, Josh and Cabe, to come back and say, oh, we well able. See yourself as being well able, capable of conquering whatever is in front of you. I don't care how big you think it is. I don't care how tough. I don't care how fortified it may seem to be. Know that you're well able, because God has placed the power on the inside of you. As long as you're with, there ain't nothing you can't do. But I need you to be able to conquer your mind, your perspective, and your thinking. Because see, that's a good start right there. That's a good start right there, to know I can do this. And then you can get the rest. You can get the rest. You can get the help you need to get it built, to tear it down, to move it out of the way, to solve the problem. Just know you can do it. Think positive. Don't be afraid. Let me share this with you, and I'm going to be done. I will tell anybody I hate math, and I'm not the best of it, and I cringe every time I have to do. Give me the calculator, sweetie. Yes. Transparent. I hate math. Don't give it to me. I don't want it. But guess what? I can't run from it. I got to deal with where I am. And I would have to tell myself, you got this, girl. You could do this. Ooh, breathe. Okay. Don't freak out because you got a math problem in front of you. Figure it out. And I had to keep telling myself, girl, you got this. Don't, devil ain't giving you the spirit of fear. Don't let that problem seem bigger. Oh, the problem look bigger than I am. No. Conquer the problem. Solve the problem. Don't allow the problem to look bigger. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it cause you to go into anxiety, and you got palpitations, and you can't hardly breathe because there's a math problem in front of you. Lysandra, come on, get it together. Calm down, breathe. I got this. That problem isn't bigger than me. Especially if what I'm going for has been promised to me. Oh yeah, the provisions will be made. So I just want to encourage you on today, rid yourself of that grasshopper mentality. That grasshopper attitude. And see yourself as God sees yourself. Don't look in the mirror and just see what you see in the mirror. See beyond what you see in the mirror. See that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. See that you're packing with power. See that you can do all things. You have vision. You see deeper. You're too shallow in your perspective of seeing. You're too shallow. Come up. And then once you come out of that place and you start changing your perspective and the way, then you can build and you can be and have and do what it is that you see yourself doing, because you believe it. You believe it. You believe you can put that picture up all by yourself. And guess what? I did. So be encouraged on today. This is Lysandra Brooks, aka your girl Lala, the queen of conquering, reminding you to always be your authentic self. Quitting is never an option, and you are a person with purpose. So go forth and be blessed on this wonderful day and rid yourself of the grasshopper attitude. Be blessed.